Good morning. It's a pleasure to be here this morning. I want to say thank God for waking me up this morning, and I want to say thank God for waking you up this morning. Right now, I want to cover this entire country with the blood of Christ Yeshua. We give God glory and we give Him praise because He's worthy of all praise. We thank Him for His tender mercies. We ask Him for His forgiveness because we know that our transgressions are great before Him. We ask Him to be merciful upon us, our people, to remove the veils from our eyes, Lord God, and to circumcise the flesh of our hearts. And give us hearts of flesh instead of hearts of stone. We thank you, Heavenly Father, as your word goes forth and goes through. We ask that you cover this land, Heavenly Father, and cover the inhabitants thereof. For your word says that the earth is the Lord and the fullness thereof, and all those that dwell therein. That means you belong to the Most High God. And you ought to give Him glory and you ought to give Him praise because you're alive. And therefore He's not done with you yet. You have not finished your work here in this earth. So I want to say again, good morning. It's a pleasure to be here. And I hope all is well in your neck of the woods. I pray that your home is blessed. May you never lack anything. Be good to yourself and be good to others. If you don't want something to be done to you, I encourage you to not do it to someone else. All right? I'm here this morning again, starting out the rest of the Constitution that I had embarked on already. I had already did summary of part A, B, C, and D. And so I'm venturing now into section E of the Constitution. And how I'm doing this, I am reading the Constitution to you, but I'm tying in current events and stuff so that you may understand how that applies to you in your current life, how it affects you, or how you are able to exercise such right, in your current life. I want to start off with a summary again, of course, acknowledging God, because this Constitution says the opening statement is that it is founded on the principles which give God's the supremacy in this land. That means that He is the supreme being of this land. So for those folks who feel we can just discount Him and throw Him one side, we cannot do that. We live in a democratic country where the majority and the will of the people forms its government as it states by the Constitution. And the people that form the government and has put together this Constitution has given God, the God of Abraham, supremacy in this land. And we ought to thank them for that, because that means that if we continue to exalt Him and we continue to give Him the rightful position in our land, then He has promised to heal it, He has promised to deliver us, and He has promised to always protect us. Okay? And we cannot keep forcing the judgment of God by going against His principles and going against His word. And one of His commandments is to love one another. And love is an action word. So we ought to start showing love and not just saying it out of our mouths. Okay? I'm hoping with these, good morning everybody. I'm hoping with these videos that I'm able to reach you. This is for you. That it will spark something in you, that it will make you sort out that thing that is deep inside you, and that you're able to rise up and contribute, make your contribution to the family of humanity in whatever way that you're able to do that, whatever purpose God has placed on your heart and in you to do. I'm hoping that by us having these conversations, because I'm the one here talking, but I am really inviting you to share, to open up. Good morning, Maya. God bless you too, honey. I'm trying to get you guys to open up, for us all, for the benefit of us all, because you have something to offer. You do. Everybody does. And I want us to get into that mode of offering ourselves, searching deep and offering ourselves so that our community and our country can be better. Our children, the livelihood of our children can be better. Okay, so for those who have watched the previous videos, I'm still going to do a little quick summary about the Constitution. This video is not going to be too long today. First, it affirms that the nation of Belize is founded on principles acknowledging the supremacy of God, as I have stated, right? Part B spoke about respecting the principles of social justice in a country, and that the operation of the economic system must be on the materials, the resources of the community be so distributed so as to subserve the common good. As well as it spoke a lot, I spoke a lot about this part in my other videos. So I'm just doing a little run through about livelihood, that everybody deserves to have an adequate means of livelihood, as well as labor should not be exploited. We should not be working in inhumane conditions, neither are we to be exposing people to inhumane conditions when they're working. Good morning. Also that there should be a level of opportunity and advancement for everyone, not just some, but for everybody. That level of advancement should be based on merit, ability, and integrity, right? So, and that children are also protected under the Constitution. Praise God, and that they are to be a just system should be in place to make sure that they have access to education and health, and regardless of their social status, and as well as on equality, based on a basis of equality. Therefore, nobody is better than anybody else. Not one child or not one person is more deserving than the other. Okay. Part C spoke about how our government is formed, that it is formed by the will of the people, and that it shall be that the will of the people shall form the basis of the government, and that we live in a democratic society, which states that basically the majority, whatever the majority says, well, that's what we go by. So far, decisions are not being made in this country by the majority. It might be made by the majority of voters, folks, but it's not being made by the majority of people in this country. And I'm hoping that, again, by me doing these videos, I will shed some light and show people something different, to show that your contribution does matter and it does play a role. So I was at one time frustrated, probably just like you. I was frustrated just like you with the system, with everything that is going on, that you can see in your daily life, not in your own life, but even in the lives of others. So I got frustrated about that, and I'm sure that majority of our people are very frustrated, But we can't take the stance to say that, well, because we're frustrated, we'll just leave it alone. It's like to say you see the house burning down. This is a perfect way to put it. You can see the house burning down, all right? You're upset that the house is burning down. Maybe you told them that, you know what, hey, there's a bottle of kerosene wrong sauce on a plate that match, and the person still gonna plate the match and bundle, and the house start burning. Taking the stance of, well, I'm not going to do nothing, is just as you sitting there watching the house burning down because you got mad, that the house is burning down, or that you did send warnings and all of that. But that won't prevent the house from burning unless you pick up a bucket of water or a hose and start watering the fire to extinguish the flames. Okay, so I'm sharing that with you because it's something that I applied to my own self, like I said, and that's why you see I am here doing these things right here, as far as making my videos, reaching out, sharing with you what's on my mind. Hopefully that you will share what is on your mind as well, and not just sharing, but by sharing that it will move you to do something that will bring change in this country, in our environment, in our community. That it won't just be talking, but it will actually prompt you to rise up. That's why I call it a rise and vibes, right? Rise and vibe. So I challenge you today, I challenge you that while I'm here talking, just share. You can share your comments. Maybe I might be missing something, or you have something to add. Because like I said, I don't know everything. I know what I know, but I don't know everything. And that is the attitude that we need to start taking, not just in Belize, but worldwide. That we don't know everything. That we do need people. Because the no man is an island. So we need to start taking that position and that stand. And by doing so, we'll be able to help not just ourselves, but each other as well. Be a pillar. We'll be a pillar for somebody else, because your strength might be my weakness, and my strength might be your weakness. So we can balance it out together. I'm trying to, on a basis to get information out to people that normally they probably wouldn't get. That's why I'm taking my time. I started with the Constitution because I think it's so important that the Constitution be understood. I didn't know it. So don't feel no way. Don't feel no way. And like I said, knowing is half the battle. But for you to accept what you know from what you don't know, and you're willing to learn, that is even better. Because when you take the stand as though you know everything and you don't need no correction, or you don't need anybody to tell you anything, you're actually setting yourself up for error. Myself, I've started to, as I grow older and I mature more, from a young lady up until now, I have taken that position to always give a listening ear to people. It doesn't matter what they're saying. They're sharing, I listen. And when I listen, I take out the things that applies or that I can use, and then I just disregard the rest. I don't criticize it. I don't bash them down. I don't, I just take out what I need or what I'm supposed to get from the conversation. But I listen to everybody, because I believe that everybody has something to offer, and everything is not in me. I am only a part of the puzzle. So as yourself, we're all a part of the puzzle. So we need to start playing our part. You didn't just come here just to work and work and work. I know people that just work. That's it. There's no remedy in that. There's nothing in that. And at some point you become frustrated to the point where you lose track of life. You just you're living. You're not. You're just existing. You're not living, and that is not your portion. That is not what the God that created all of these beautiful things for us to enjoy in this earth. That's not what He created for us, man. Yes, I know He says, "For by the sweat of our brow we should eat food." Yes, you hear that? For food. Anything else outside of that is wickedness, and it's not necessary. Okay? But because of the system that we live in, we're taught that, yes, we have to work. We have to work. We have to get a good education. Because, why do you first you go to school, get a good education, get a good job. And after you get the good job, you're supposed to get the big house and the car. And then what? Happiness? No. Most of you watching, if that has been your accomplishment or your achievement, that does not make you happy. It might fill the void for a little bit, and it still won't fill it. It might just make you comfortable for a moment, but it is not. That is not the goal of life and goal of living, because a lot of people find themselves with very much. A lot of people get the education, get this, get that. Even the ones that tend to oppress us, do you think they're happy? They're not. That's why they could do these things. They're not happy. Sometimes I look at it and I say, the people that they would call poor, sometimes those poverty-stricken homes that they're talking about and always rattling on and on and on about, sometimes many of those poverty-stricken homes have more love in them, have more peace in them. Man, you'd be amazed, and people are happy. because they have some kind of level of comfort because they don't have this big bill that they have to worry about, mortgage. They don't have, some of them don't have rent to pay. Some of them don't have water, light, all of those things that comes with why we have to get up and work, or why people choose to get up and work. But it's not just all about work. Your work is different from the work that society tells us. Okay, we labor in society. We labor to for vanity, as I call it, for material goods, that we think will satisfy us, will complete us, probably make us feel as though we have a status, but you don't need that. This status that you have is really God-given. You do not need another person to validate you. You don't need that. But in society, that's how we feel. If we have a nice vehicle and people, oh my God, look at your vehicle and all of that stuff, they feel like that is valid, that is respect, and that puts you in a certain status. Maybe it does in this earth, and like I said, in the system, but that is a vain status. It's an empty status. It doesn't hold any water, because by the time you lose the car, the same big car that they just big you up for, and oh, you're the man or you're the woman and all of that stuff, make something happen to that vehicle. A matter of fact, we don't even, if we're gonna be honest this morning, something doesn't even have to happen to the vehicle. Just because you have it, you have already attracted jealousy. The spirit of jealousy already arise in people, and envy. So while they're smiling with you and, boy, yes man, it's nice man, and boy, I'm a dog, this and my dog, that. Inwardly, secretly, they're not happy for you. And one thing I have learned, right? I have learned, and I want you to carefully pay attention to this. When people are not happy for your accomplishment or your achievements, when people are not happy for that, do you know that they can, it's almost as though they're casting a spell on you. They can, like, it's almost as though they're doing that. People call it energy, and I just say spirits, right? They would cast spirits on you just because of how they feel. That's where that spirit of resentment and bitterness come from. People that walk around in resentment and bitterness, they're like poison walking around, because then they issue out this spirit to everybody that they come across, and your spirit have to be very, very strong to overcome that. And you need prayers, when you're dealing with folks. That's why when I pray about everything. I try to cover myself with everything, because the amount of evil and wickedness that's out there that we do not realize is part of the problem why we suffer so much, because we know that we have good hearts. Morning, Steph. We know that we have good hearts, so we expect, or we automatically think that everybody else have a good heart. Or maybe we might not do that, so we automatically think that, oh no, and people not that wicked. People no one do that. No man who do that. You would be amazed at what lies in some people's hearts for no reason. You would be amazed. And I heard a sermon once where a young man said that the reason why we're in this problem that we are is because we don't realize how wicked people are. And when we start to realize that and stop taking it for granted, and just overlooking, foolishness, then we will start to be able to protect ourselves from the wickedness and from the foolishness, But myself, I had to learn that, because I'm very nice. I'm very kind, I'm very open. And I'm not just saying that, that's just me. I've come to accept that about myself. I'm very giving especially of my time. I'm very giving. But I had to also realize that there's people out there that would exploit your take your kindness for weakness. They didn't sing that song for nothing. That is real. People are out there that are like really ravening wolves, and in sheep's clothing at that. So we have to learn that not because you think a certain way or your heart is clean, that other people is the same way, because it's not. Hopefully we'll get to that point where we would show more love and more attention to each other and care for each other, that it suffocates the foolishness and suffocates the people that would bring the negative or the negative energy. It will suffocate them, because right now they're suffocating. Too much negativity in this world, too much negativity. I've encountered it right here in this thing that I'm doing, the independent, since I'm running for the independent, as an independent candidate for Freetown area. I have not heard so much negative comments in all my life. I've not heard people be so negative. My God. I mean, I was like, I would think that people would be happy to know that, yes, somebody else, there's somebody else there. There's somebody else that we can aim. There's somebody else we can put really bet plan, instead I keep the losing money with with PUP and UDP. But people, change is hard for some people, and people have to realize that whatever doesn't grow, once it's not growing, it dies. You die. And you can't keep doing the same thing and expect different results, And even though you don't like change is inevitable. Nothing stays the same. Okay? Nothing is forever. The Bible tells you that there's a time and a place for everything. There's a time for everything. Every single thing. So, at some point, there needs to be a change in the government. A change of management. The management people will have a change in there. And those will be changed. It will. It's just a matter of time. It has to. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing. And especially the things that is not benefiting the masses. No, this constitution is founded on principles acknowledging God. And if his principles are, and if those principles are being trampled on, then that means that the word of God is being trampled on. And when the word of God gets trampled on, we move God's hand for judgment. Judgment. That means that we have to start take lick. And I'm going to show you one lick where we done the take, that people they see it, they're paying attention to it, but I don't think they understand the repercussion, the concept behind it. The fact that foreigners are coming into our country doing better than our local folks, getting all the opportunities that our own people are not being afforded, living off of our resources and living off of us. That's a curse. That's a curse. If you read your Bible, you would understand that is a curse. That is a judgment of God right there that's on us. So while we're here crying and crying and crying because of the situation that we're in, we're missing that part. That is judgment from God, because we are a rebellious people. Rebellious against his word, the same word that was used to establish this constitution. All right, we are a people of God. This country was founded on godly principles. Okay, so we can't allow modern life and international life to come and change things around for us, because we can see what's going on with the modern countries, those so-called developed countries. We don't need that here. We love our freedom. That's why we break our majority of the laws. If come right down from the government, come right down to the police. We love our freedom. We love to operate in our freedom. Okay? Those freedoms was given to us by God himself, or God-given freedom. That's why we're so free. All right? And whenever we people try to come and bring stuff, laws or stuff that would oppress us, you understand? We can't get comfortable with it. We have people in this country that, no, we're not with that oppression stuff. No, you can't oppress us. I am one of those people. I walk in my freedom. I understand my freedom, my God-given right that God has given to me. Not no man, not no judge, not no liar, not no tara. They could stay right there because they're on the same level as I am. You understand? So I don't look at people's status and titles and all of that crap. I look at how you treat people, because at the end of the day, that is what matters. People are the most important resources in this earth. People, more important than diamond, gold. Any minerals that you have in this earth is not more important than people. People. But we have turned that, we have allowed some dysfunctional folks to sell us foolishness, and we accept it, and we start putting value over things, and we start not valuing people. People are the real value. Doesn't matter who they are, how they are. The most disgusting person, they still have value over anything in this earth. And we need to get back to that. All right? We need to get back to that, because the further away we go from the principles of God, and in this country, the more and more we will move the judgment. We will move his hand to judgment. And when his hand is moved to judgment, I mean, we are take lick. Or we are start take lick. All right? So we have control over that. We do. But we have to stop being comfortable in our homes. Stop being comfortable with foolishness. Stop being comfortable with error. When you see something, or you know that something is wrong, it is your responsibility to speak out on it, to expose it, because we have a hush society. They know that this person is the foolishness, then they right front of them, but they want that ain't cute. Then later on, when they remove themselves from the environment of the person, then they want, why you see what she do? Why you see what he do? Why do I do that to know? But I don't want to tell a man nothing because the man, or I don't want to tell a girl nothing because she. No! Tell them. Don't entertain foolishness. Stop entertaining foolishness. People foolishness. Worse the ones that are that does things to you. You have people out there that does things to you, Don't think for a moment that they don't know what they're doing to you. They know, but they're just they're waiting to see how much they could get away with before you say something or do something. Me? By the time you do so, hello, excuse me, you're the touch, no, I don't. I've learned to stop that. I've learned to stop people in their tracks, because I'm not going to be the fool along with you. And that's what happens when we entertain foolishness, when we entertain people foolishness. You become the fool along with them. And one thing I say in life, the biggest fool is the person that fools themselves. Okay? So stop entertaining people and their stupidness. You hear people say something that you know is off. Man, shut that down, because somebody else might be receiving that might not know better. Shut them down. Shut that down right away. Show them something different, right? So, again, back to the Constitution. This is so important, and I can't even understand why we have social studies class in school. This would be a perfect thing to include in the social studies classes. This should be introduced to children from infant 1, standard 1. By the time they're done with standard 6, they know their rights. They know what they're supposed to do. They know how to function within the society, what to expect, because it even covers governance and, how the House of Representatives operates and certain things, that this should be taught. It should be taught. And if it's taught in the schools, we'll have a better country, because we'll have citizens that understand their rights, so as to not violate the rights of others as well. Because when you know your rights, you also, by extension, you know the rights of other people as well. So you will be, well, these are my right, okay, these are the right for that person, so you will know that when you're in violation of somebody else's right as well. Okay? But if you don't know, you understand, then you're violating. You are violating, they're violating. So we are a land of violators. All right? And then when we become a land of violators, that's when oppression steps in, suppression. The things that you're seeing right now, because this country is our people is very oppressed, from every side, every corner. There's oppression in this land. There's serious oppression. And the part that I don't like the most is the blatant disrespect for people and constitutional rights, treating people like garbage, like nothing. And that is not the way it's designed. Even the people that we hire as the management team of the country, take that opportunity to oppress and suppress the very people that pays them. They don't even look at it like that. They don't look at it like that because you give them the opportunity to not make it look like that. You give them that leeway. Oh, minister. I'm a minister. Me. You don't worship no man. That's idolatry. I don't care what they're doing. They're not doing that on their own. I don't care what they're giving us. They're not giving us their own. They're not. It's ours. The smallest man on the street contribute to this economy. So everybody deserves opportunity. Everybody is deserving. Because everybody contribute. They're not just some people pay tax. Everybody pay tax. Everybody. Every time you go to the store and you buy something, you're paying tax. Everybody contributes. Okay? So when we start to stop this adoration thing, people putting people on pedestals, you understand? Worse the ones that don't deserve it. I don't get that. Don't let somebody else's strength make you weak in your knees, because you got your own strength. There's things in you that same person can't do. Only you can. But if you don't take the time to look and examine yourself, then you will never know that. Then you'll continue to worship fool people and become fool like thing. Yes, we're not supposed to be worshiping people. No. I mean, if somebody has a talent, you give them credit for it. Yes. You give them credit for it. But you don't worship them. That means that because they have a talent, well, that means they go home back so in your face. You understand? Walk in your house and do what they want. You know that's not the real. You know. But that is a symbolism of what takes place daily. That is a symbolism of what takes place daily in this country, because we worship these people that are put in management positions to manage the resources and the affairs of the country, we worship them. So they come back so in our face, work in your house, take out where they want. You understand? They shut down, we pick them in left, right, and center. They stop, we pick them on the road, on the street, or young men for no reason. Stop and search. What the hell is a regular stop and search? And we have gotten comfortable with it. Make a take out that we, because I used to be comfortable with it. Make a take out that we, because I'm not comfortable with that. And I will never get comfortable with no police just randomly stopping people and searching them for no reason. Just because. You know why? The authorities are also human beings. So because they're human beings, that would make them, they can lend to error. They can be wrong in judgment. I know I suffer for your judgment. My child now suffer for your judgment. That's why we have a law and this constitution, so you can't just stop and search people. So can't tell me nothing about suspect and suspect, because that's not what I have been seeing in my community. I haven't been seeing no suspects. I have been seeing young men going about their own business. Some of them students, some of them working young men. You understand? Going about their own business, but just because of the way they look and the fact that they have a certain complexion, you know that brown, black skin, they're being stopped, searched, and even worse, taking pictures, and you get comfortable with it. Want to talk about that they in the community they do foolishness. Or don't know exactly who's in the community doing foolishness. It's not everybody doing that. It's funny enough that they can always stop and harass the wrong people, and you are comfortable with that. Are you out of your mind? Since when the majority that's doing what they're supposed to do is a target, but not the people that's doing what the minority that's doing what they're not supposed to? That's crazy. I personally stop, like I said, whenever I encounter that I see somebody's young son being stopped, especially if I see more than 2 officers. No, I stop. And I make it my business. Good morning, officer. What is the problem? What did he do? We have to stop, get comfortable with that stuff. You can't just generalize and say, all the leave boy, then they do the thing, and the leave boy, then. No, we have a set of young men doing things in survival mode. You understand? We have a set of young men that has been neglected and that has not been given opportunities. And I want to say given opportunities, because that is the truth. If you can't read and write, where was the opportunity that would have afforded you to read and write? Where was that? Because as a child, you're not responsible for yourself. And if your parents are not in a position to give you that, where is that opportunity? No. It's opportunities that they're not given. I'm not making no excuses for them either, no. Because on the same flip side of it, when I could speak out against something, but I always use balance, because that is what living in this earth is all about. It's about balance. We can't leave out one and then, because it will, just like I spoke the other day about poverty, and people talking about, they might eradicate poverty, and all these programs and all these projects and all these charities and all of these NGOs coming for poverty. All they're doing is making money, because poverty is not going anywhere. Our poor people in the entire world is not going anywhere. I read my Bible and I read with understanding. And Christ says, we shall always have the poor with us. In the same note, he also says that we're supposed to look after the poor. He never say that we fi do thing fi get rid of them. It said we should look after them, feed them, clothe them, shelter them, provide for them. The people that have children, the fatherless children, the widows, you know. We're supposed to provide and look out for them. All right? So, not all of those young men that you see, because they automatically have them, they ride on a bike, you know, and maybe they had any can in their hair or whatever the case may be, that automatically makes them a target, or that automatically makes them a criminal. And you accepted that. You ran with it and have innocent sons on the street now. You know what you did? You created criminals. Because you could imagine you being harassed like that for no reason. You won't have no respect for the law, because you will have already realized that the law is working against you. So you natural human survival, natural human mode will tell you, I know they them, brother. They. So you will automatically develop an enmity between the people that is supposed to protect and serve you. But instead you will look at them as the people that are violating and oppressing you, which is rightfully so. The young men, they're not wrong. Because there's somebody just can't stop me for no reason. And I'm saying this because it's not just an isolated event. This has become norm. And people just walk past when they're sitting. The authorities stopping these young men. That's a violation of the constitutional right. No. What are we sending? What kind of message are we sending to our young people? They're free to ride their bike if they want. No, I'm not with the sagging thing, the sagging pants thing, you know, I'm not with that. But if they want to do that stuff, anything not, you can't just automatically put them in one category and brand them because they sag for their pants and because they black. Because I'm mostly black young men. Yesterday they rough up on the street. And people just walk by, they even play one blind eye. That's serious, you know, people. That is very serious. It's a serious thing you're doing. You're doing wrong. Because in the same way these young men's rights are being violated right in front of you. Are you the Balban because you're afraid? Afraid for what? That's someone on the same one, they breed their young men, that's so. They bring them up and not correcting them. Some of you women say, "Mama, the Balban afraid." These are some of your children out there. And some of your neighbors' children. Okay? If you're fearful, raise your children right. Now I'm going to tell you, you can't invest in your children and your children still choose foolishness. So I'm telling you what I tell mine. When I invest in you, I invest in you. But at some point, I do understand that there's something called free will. Okay? You exercising your free will in a way that is detrimental to you have nothing to do with me. So if you're at a police station, don't call me. Call your liar. If you're going to jail, don't call me. Call your liar. Okay? Unless it's something where you are acting in self-defense, maybe I will lend you my ear. Did you hear I say maybe I will lend you my ear? Yes, you heard that right. Because my thing, what I always teach my children, your name shouldn't be called. You shouldn't even be in the environment. So even for that in my house, you get penalized for. Your name shouldn't even be called. Oh, when my children in elementary school, I don't have to go to school. Because I told them right away, I go to school for two things. Parent-teachers meeting and to pick up report card. That's what I go to school for. Parent-teachers meeting and to pick up report card. Anything else outside of that, I go if I want. But not because I'm going to be summoned there because you are acting irresponsibly. No. So while we're there pointing fingers at these youths, we don't realize that we are violating their constitutional rights. We're violating their rights and we sit back and feel good. Oh, because, we tired of hear this one, they get shut up and that one. Oh, no. You guys know in your communities who these people are, the ones that are causing havoc. And round them up and throw them in a jail. That's not a solution either. Create opportunities for the young people to do. They have all this energy. They have all these things built up inside them. And we're not using it. We're not using it. If they don't have anything to do, like the Bible will tell you, or somewhere along the line, I think my God used to say this, right? When you're idle, it becomes the devil playhouse. The devil find work for you, though. So you do something before something do you. All we're always talking about for these young people are sports, basketball and football, like that are all where the picnic could do. Don't need that thing good for. Nothing else. When are we going to start invest in our young people? Through entertainment, through life skills, things that they, like hands-on things that they can enjoy and be a part of and love and explore. They might find something that they like to do, I speak on the video I did yesterday. I spoke on Mr. Program. That he was in the wrong environment. People are saying, oh yeah, but what meant for this? Yes, but if he was afforded where he could be in a studio somewhere, or if there was a concert, I used to always say this thing. We have a lot of musicians in this country, and if they had a nice little place where they could just go and just vice up and play up the music and just vibes up together. He would not have been at that particular house, even at 1 o'clock in the morning. I used to do a little singing and thing. It was always my thing. I like bands and stuff like that, and my thing was always at the practicing. As long as I had time, I wanted to be there. With the bass and the piano and all of that stuff, and people just singing and just working out, just being creative, throwing stuff out there. Where is that? The other day I spoke to a gentleman that is into the music, ancient, I'd call him, from day one, and every time you start talking about things like that, you hear, the money. Since when it take money to do everything? Every single thing. You hear money. So you don't have one in your backyard where you could just set it up and say, welcome the people if you come in. And these are things that I have on my heart that I'm going to get done. Provide more haven for them. That they can go and chill. You understand? Chill constructively while also developing themselves. At 1 o'clock, 2 o'clock in the morning, sometimes 3 o'clock in the morning, we used to devise voice practice workout, and anything there. And you don't get tired. For those of you that can remember, back in the older time, I think people still do it now, but for the folks that used to play volleyball, I play volleyball. All right. Sometimes 2, 3 o'clock in the morning, we're on the court playing volleyball. Just having fun, enjoying it. You understand? That's an environment that's not just safe, but it is actually developing your skills. A lot of these youths do not prefer where they are. I mean, we gone off of the topic again, but I get so passionate because then we're putting the emphasis on the wrong thing. And that's why we don't get no resolution. Our youths, they are the future. Stop having this gap. You gotta get old. The point of being an elder is that you use your experiences to help guide the younger generation. But some of you, 10, 15, it seems like they get old and you don't want to let go nothing. The time for you to relax on yourself and allow the youths them. But if you're not putting into them, of course you're not comfortable to turn nothing over. Because you're too damn selfish. All these old people walking around here with titles and no one let go no own. Grab somebody, grab somebody, get a little protege, you know. Get somebody to mentor, to show. Who did I speak to about this crap? I said crap because I'm talking about the negative side because it gets on my nerves when I see it. If you have a talent, if you know how to do something, you want dead, you can't carry it with you. So into somebody, but not too selfish and greedy and gravelicious. The void and emptiness one that they try full all of their status and all of these things with, that God don't need. All the money in the world, all the properties want to have all over, all the tarot, all the traveling want to do, is not going to take away those void. Start sowing into the younger generation, man, and stop being greedy. Retire when you're for retire. Shucks. It gets disturbing because that's why there's a big gap between the younger and the older. And you know what it is causing? A deterioration to our society. And it's going to be further deteriorating. And you are to blame. You elders, and like the point fingers at the young people them. I'm not telling you, they are young. They are the ones that need guidance. And if you're giving that to them early, I'm not saying that they will not, some of them will not grow up and take their own path. But the Bible says, train up a child in the way that he should go. And when he is older, he will not depart from it. It might go far, it might drop, it might stumble, it might make a few little mistakes, but he is not going to depart from those principles that you have put into him. And a child does not have to be your child for you to sow into them, for you to actually put into them and steer them and lead them. You don't have to be your child. If you identify a child's strength, something, maybe a child can, man, help the child, foster him, her. And stop being selfish. When you are dead, you can't carry knowledge with you. All you take to the grave is your corpse. And somehow, you guys go to the Miles Monroe. For those of you who like to listen to Miles Monroe, or if you don't, if you haven't listened to Miles Monroe, he did a wonderful sermon about people, about the grave being the richest place on the earth. Rich, as soon as I say rich, people are thinking maybe riches, jewelry, precious stones and all of that. No, it's rich because it has all kind of dreams in there, all kind of ideas, all kind of knowledge that went to the grave. Wicked people. You're wicked because the same knowledge that you got, you're supposed to turn that over to the younger generation or to somebody else. That's what you're supposed to do. You're not supposed to hoard your knowledge. Wickedness, you can't carry it onto the grave and use it. You turn it over. God put things in you that while you are alive, you empty yourself out in the earth on people, not on things. That is the problem that we're facing. People too selfish and greedy and gravelicious. Okay? and the youths are being left neglected. There's a big gap in between, no connection. And then when we identify that there's a gap and there's a this and that, here we happen. Oh, the youths they need to have this and into this and into that. That may be true to some point, because all of them now take the same, they're not the same cut from the same cloth. But majority would have gotten something that is able to move on. And then you have to understand that what the youths are supposed to come from behind and actually upgrade, do better. You have people out there in competition with the young people now. What craziness? Huh? What craziness is that? You are to lend your knowledge, you are to lend your expertise to the young people so they can come from behind now and continue. It's like that race, the relay race. That's what life is about. You can look at it as a relay. One person they run. We're trying to reach the finish line. One person has the baton, and they're running, and they're running, and they're running. They can't run the whole race. All right, because they were dead. So before you're dead, or when it comes to that point, you turn over the baton to the next person, and the next person start, and they go. And the same thing, they have their lifespan, whatever that they're supposed to do. And if you do, while they do, you see what they're doing, they run this race, then they run it. Because if they don't run it, they won't reach where they're supposed to go. Okay, when they reach a spot, they give it to the next person. But we have selfish people walking around. Everybody, they look for something. Backside, stop it, man. God gives to you freely, give to people freely. Stop looking for something every time, every nook, every corner. Somebody have a little talent, you to look for so where you could get off of that. And in some cases, they don't even help if they see that they can't make no money or they can't benefit off of that youth. That is wickedness to the highest, especially if you have the capacity and you're in the position to help or to be of assistance. That's wickedness to the highest degree, man. You understand? So while I understand that our youth, yes, they have their issues, but I must say that we are the ones that create those issues. The elders. You talk about the young people and even respect. Are you worthy of respect? Are you behaving as an elder? Huh? Are you? These are questions that you need to ask answer. Are you worthy of that? What are you showing them? What are they learning from you? Because children learn from watching, more than you telling them, I want you to do this, that. Children learn by paying attention to what you do. So what they see you do, they copy that. That starts to get sink down. So it's time we start putting forth things for our children. Again, when I say our children, all children is our children. Not just the ones you bring forth or the ones you're responsible for in your house. Me, I love the young people because I understand what they represent. I understand what they represent. And if you love humanity, you will love your young people. Morning, Kim. Good to see you this morning. You will love your young people. And again, love is an action word. All right? Yes. When I say some of them know the early out of other, but those that's when you work with them and you show them different, because majority of the time they're just a little bit of attention and love they need. But before they reach that, But this thing about us seeing those children being stopped, these young men being stopped and searched for no reason, and harassed them for bicycle and kind of craziness, and you accept it, you're okay with that because you're so fearful. Oh, we fearful for we life. You want dead anyway because you're not growing, you're not contributing anything, and you want dead full. And when you die full, you're gonna have to give account. Yes, you have to give account for everything you carry back to the grave that you should have emptied out in this earth and amongst your fellow brothers and sisters. My husband could tell you, I don't like get up early. And that's why I chose to do this early in the morning, right? Because it's something that I don't like to do. I prefer, I want to relax, enjoy my sleep. But I prefer to get up early in the morning because it's quiet. You know, the air is nice and fresh. You know, this morning I got up and man, as I opened the door, the breeze, I said, thank you, Lord. The little things that we take for granted, you know, the breeze, so nice. And I'm up here embellishing in all of this. I feel good. I try my best, you know, and I'm challenging you. I'm not perfect, but I'm trying. Whatever I can do, I do it. No matter how uncomfortable it is, I do it. And that's my thing to you today. Stop being comfortable. Get out of your comfort zone, because that comfortableness, that comfort zone that you're in is going to slowly cook you like the frog in the frying pan. You just sit down nice in the frying pan underneath the heat. Thank you. You're cooked. You're being cooked. And you're going to say, I know they worry about this and I know they worry about that. But you have to worry because you play a part and a role in this society. Okay? So we collectively as a people cannot keep being comfortable with foolishness. And that's one thing I'm challenging you. That when you see this happening, man, when you see this police stopping these young men, you know, don't just walk off. At least stand up there. And officer, what is the problem? Some of them will be rude, because I've had a couple of them that were rude and I didn't care. I told them, I said, you know what? This is my right. Unless you're arresting him for something, you do not have the right to just stop and search. There is no such right. There is no such thing as just one regular search. There is no such thing as that. All right? If unreasonable suspicion, because I'm saying to you, you're breeding criminals, because you're telling the young people then that the law is your enemy, and the law is there. The law is there to protect and to serve, not to violate and to oppress. And you can't use one situation to okay wrong. All right, like to say, well, because we had a lot of killing in our community, you people know. You know the ones that are giving the little trouble. You can't just pile up all of these young men into one basket. You understand? And say, yes, we'll combat it, because you can't combat that either. You are breeding new criminals. You are breeding criminals. They're not choosing that now. You are doing that for them, because you're teaching them that the law, the authorities, is their enemy. And so whenever they see the police, this suspicion, let me open your eyes to something. Let me open your eyes. You see this suspicion that the police like to say, they were acting suspicious. Yes, the young men now act suspicious when they say, no. Because it has already been planted in their minds that the law is against them. So when they see the police, even if they're not doing anything for you, for those of you that live in the States, or that that used to live in the States or go to the States and drive, you know what I'm talking about. When you're on that highway or you're on that street driving your car, the moment you see that flicker of that police light, oh, you get antsy, nervous. You're not even doing anything wrong. You get so self-conscious. You get nervous. And sometimes the police are not even, they're not even bothering you or coming to you, but the light can be in the distance. If you guys want to be honest, when I used to drive, oh my God, you see a police, you're already wondering because you're getting a ticket, you're under this, you don't want to be stopped, because you have your things to do. But I'm just saying to you, from that same standpoint, if these young men already have that implanted in their heads, they will act out when they see it, and it's not intentional. So these officers will be looking at them and say, oh, they're suspicious. They're nervous because they already feel as though you're going to come and attack them. So then it's like, man. And you good citizens, you good people are okay with that. You're okay with it. I am not. And I challenge you to check yourself. Listen to what I am saying. Make the sense out of it. We have a constitution. And this constitution governs everybody. And it should not be violated because you're fearful. It should not be violated. Other people's rights should not be trampled on because you are fearful. And that's why I have an issue with that equality bill and that same cybercrime bill. Because people are not thinking about the real effects of this thing. But wait, you see. It's a weapon to further trample on people's rights. Good people. People that are not deserving of those rights being trampled on. Provide for the young people then. Give them real opportunities to look forward to. Share your knowledge. Pass down the baton. Some of you don't want to pass down the baton. You don't want to carry the baton with you to the grave. I speak about this with the musicians. How come we can't have so all on? We can't just come together and just offer one music class to the younger. Music is so vital. Music does something to people. And all of this instability, this hate, all of this stuff that's going on, things like that. The first thing I hear, oh, we need money. We need money. You should start charging on February air. Since everything that money. I'm not saying that, but I'm just putting it out there. We have to come off of that thinking to say that everything is money. There's some things that you don't need money for, like your time. Your time. I'm lending my time right now. This is not costing me anything, but I know what it is doing for somebody else. And that is priceless. Stop looking at things with just money. Be creative and start putting stuff out there for our youth to do, to be engaged in. All right? And stop making it a competition. Because we look fool when we do things like that. And we need to stop supporting people with this type of mentality. All right? Because like I said, when you support foolishness, you yourself become a fool. All right? We have a constitution that governs us, and that constitution is for everybody. It is not for you to violate somebody else's right. Because of how you feel. And because you're fearful. If you're fearful, stay in your house. Don't go nowhere. And I only pray that your roof not drop in. I'm just showing you something. I'm showing you something. You are not supposed to infringe on the fundamental freedoms of other people. And that right there, the part that I'm talking about, stopping these young men on the street, taking their pictures. Then the moment if the young men, they resist, then they resist arrest, and then they give her a time, and then that's like a opportunity now for the officers to have their way with them. That is wickedness, people. Do something about it. And I'm saying no because I am doing what I'm supposed to do. Meaning, when I see it happen, I intervene. And hopefully, my name is on, I'm putting my name on the ballot as an independent candidate for Freetown. Hopefully, if the people decide to hire me for the position, then that's one of the first things that I would like to champion and get rid of. It is not okay to just do as just regularly, just walk up and stop these youths for no reason. You're doing more harm than good. That is not going to stop what is going on. They need things to do. They need to be a part of, and they need to be engaged, and they need to be included. And when you reach certain time, when you go sit down with the grandchildren, go enjoy life. And turn it over to the young people them so that they can continue things. Someone 80 and 90 and still go sit down somewhere, man. Because you haven't invested in people, that's why you're miserable. And that's why you would only hold on to that job because of all we know you're greedy and gavalicious. Don't want to see other people rise. No, we have to stop. And when you see people like that, check them, man. Check them. All right? You don't have to be disrespectful, because I'm not talking about being disrespectful. I'm really speaking, when you hear my voice go up and down, it's more passionate, because it really bothers me. It really bothers me. One day I remember on right there on Coney Drive, it was at night, probably like about 8:30, 9 o'clock. There was two young men, on the bike, and this police they just pull up, and even the way they engage the young men them, and then they're expecting the young people for respect, then show respect, man. I mean, if you walk up to the young men, or if you drive up, they drive up like these children were, they look for them a long time, that there is a warrant for their arrest. That's the way how they behave. And I stopped. I actually had passed, but when it was in front of me, so I saw everything, and I was like, I passed, and then I said, no, something said, no, man, Elizabeth, go back. And I turned back. One of the young men was, see what I'm talking about? One of the young men were a friend of mine's son. She was a friend of mine's son. I do my little carnival thing, and the lady that does carnival, Miss Carla, it was one of her sons. And I said, no, man. I said, officer, say good night. I said, is everything okay? Miss him, this is none of your business. Oh, really? Hello. I am paying your salary. What are you talking about? It's none of my business. You're working for me. Do you think UDP and PUP is paying your salary? Do you think that's coming out of their pockets? No, it's the taxpayers' money that's paying that, man. And we need to separate this crap and stop oppressing our people with this type of mentality. I told him straight up. I said, no, officer, no. This is my business right now, And then because I said, and then when I saw that it was a young man, because I didn't know it was him until actually when I stopped and I came back. And then I took a good look, because he had his back turned to me. And when the officer told me that, and then the young man, they turned around to see who the officer was talking to, then I realized it was him. And I said, what's going on? Everything okay? And no, their business. I said, yes, sir, it is my business. I'm just concerned. I just want to make sure that the young men are okay. Did they do something? No, we just to them, and we're just doing a stop. No, You can't just say nobody pick me and just stop them because you singing and they look suspicious. They are nervous. Stop putting that into them. They are nervous because they are thinking already, oh my God, it's going to be me next. This, okay, the police, oh, okay. They already have that in here. You put that in them. You. By allowing the authorities to do things like this, we cannot remedy a situation, you understand? And yet that remedy causes, it has an effect, and it causes a negative effect. It still has a negative and even worse effect, actually. That even have a worse effect, man. Because they know, this is that it's spreading. It's spreading. So when the young men and they ride their e-bike, someone they come home from school. Some of them are coming home from school. Some of them are coming from their jobs. Some of them are coming from their underpaid, overworked jobs. To be stopped. How you think they would feel? If you don't find your work, but just because you don't want a young black male, you don't have no money for no car. Some of them don't have money for buy bicycle. So then they walk. You know? And a group of officers just pass by and now they see you. Oh, you look suspicious. They don't even know how your day went. Maybe you had a hard day, a bad day at work, you know. Morning, Mama. I see you. You're late. Maybe they have a bad day at work. And again, like I said, they are already set up because of this mentality that they are being programmed to see the authorities as an enemy. Not there to serve and protect, but as to suppress and oppress them. That will make them nervous. It will make them nervous. So what these authorities are picking up from this young man, I'm not saying that maybe one or two of them are probably really up to no good, you know, but I'm just saying that for you to target the majority, you know, that is not doing anything because of a few, it's not right. You're violating people's right. You're violating their rights. You're teaching them not to respect the law. And then when they don't respect it, you want to penalize them for it. We can't have it both ways. We can't. We live in a democratic society, so the majority rule. And the majority of us are law-abiding citizens. Ain't it so? Ain't it so? Majority of us are law-abiding citizens. And majority of our children are law-abiding citizens. We're not perfect, yes. They get into a little fuss here and there, but nothing major, nothing to wow about. Okay? So I want to challenge you this morning, you who's watching, you who get to watch this video, you know. I want to challenge you. We have a constitution and we cannot be trampling on those people's rights, on our people's rights, because when you do that, you're trampling on your own right. Because if they can do it for that person, they can do it for you. And you can't take the stance when it comes to you that you want to make a whole lot of noise about it because now it's you. No, make a whole lot of noise while it's them. Okay? Start making the noise while you're seeing it happening to other people so that it don't happen to you. Because you stop it right there. It don't have to reach you. You know, if you see something wrong, you know, say it. If you see these officers stopping these young men and taking a picture, commissioner of police, that's wrong. Doing a job. You guys are getting paid to do your job. I respect the authorities. I respect police. But on this matter right here, I have to draw the line because it's wrong. It's causing more harm than good in our communities. Okay? These officers are walking around harassing. That's harassment. That's harassment. They're harassing the youths. It's harassment. All right? So make we channel that energy into something positive or something more better for them to do. Provide things for them to do. Okay? And these are some of the things that I want to champion, because I see that those are like small things that can actually turn into bigger things, or that can alleviate a lot of the problems that we have in this society. Okay? People have rights. You can't infringe on somebody else's right just because you are fearful. I hate feel and how you feel. I feel. Stay inside your house. Don't go nowhere then. Don't do nothing. If you feel and you fearful, you afraid of this and afraid of that. Oh, I did walk and the young man, I see him walk and he looks. So, that's your own mind. You have allowed society to put fear. So you guys are not even living. You're only existing. Everything you worry about. Everything, you don't even think twice. They tell you something, you're gone with it. Worry, anxiety, fear. Your fear is your problem. Tell Jen I'm coming right now. Your fear is your problem. That's not for everybody. That's not everybody's problem and everybody's business because you fearful. Your feelings. That's not everybody's problem because you feel this way and you feel that way there. No. You're violating people, right? Alright? Or you have a lot of people walking around in their feelings, as I stated. Alright? I'm not responsible for how you feel. Nobody is. Your feelings is your responsibility. Okay? And some of these things, these same rights, like I said, equal when it comes to discrimination and all and anything. So I deal with those thin line because people are funny creatures. People are funny creatures. I would never support no bill or anything having to do with people's feelings, or where people's feelings could lend to the outcome, or of somebody else's right being trampled on. And when you read those two bills, a lot of it have to do with people how they feel. I can't bring no evidence against how somebody feel. That feeling, the mere fact that they don't feel, that is already against me. How can I make them not feel? How can I make them not feel? I'm just saying, nothing lasts forever. And it's high time we start challenging certain things, within our society for the betterment of our country. We can make Belize different. We don't have to be following suit to no international nothing. We had our own culture and our own way of living here before. And all we needed to do was to piggyback on that and make it better. That's all we needed to do. We didn't need to change anything. Because those that grew up in the 60s, 70s, you understand? We didn't need nothing. We were fine. We can think. We have the ability to think. We have the ability to think constructively at that. We don't need nobody to think for us. We went outside, we played, we got hurt, we brushed we brushed it off. You understand? We got up and continue playing again. As for some of us, we got hurt again. It didn't stop us from playing. When I said, well, when I play with me, not play with you again because me drop. No. Yeah. We brush it off and continue. Climb tree, drop off of the tree, broke your hand. Praise God, He was always with a lot of us because, Lord, when I think about how, our childhood was, I'm just saying, that didn't break us. That didn't break us. It builded us. It made us strong. So, make we not try stray and start doing things that we don't know nothing about, that is more detrimental to us, that is proving to be more detrimental to us, and our children, and our neighbors, and our friends, and our family members. Because it's not just about us, it's about everybody. Okay? So I want to challenge you this morning. Do something that you have never done before. Love on people. Help somebody. You have a gift, you know how to do something, share it with somebody that don't. Stop to think, oh, well, if I teach them this, if I teach them that, or another thing. Our mentality got to go. It have to go. If you know if you cook good, what is it to show somebody? What is it? They can't. The only person that can stop you is you. It's you. So even if that person go and start their own thing, you would have contributed to the livelihood of that person, and God would bless you for that. But people, oh no, me not want to show she nothing because she going to do fishy thing, and then she want be my competition. So everybody now must eat. Everybody now must live. Huh? So what you have inside you is only for you. It's not. It's for you to share with other people. Like I give the example of the tree, the mango tree. Eat their own mango. That people come and eat the mango, partake of that. And you're no different. What you have, what God put inside you, what He has blessed you with, because you probably think that you get up every morning and you work for what you have, that's why you got what you got. No, baby. God has been sustaining you. He has put those opportunities and those people and those places and everything there for you, in order for you, so you could get what you have right now. You didn't get that on your own. Okay? So it's time for me to go. I took a little bit later than I was supposed to. I still not get into part E, but I will do that today though, definitely, because I really want to get into that, because I have all of this to cover, guys, all of this knowledge to set our people free. Can't wait. All right, so I want to thank you for listening in with me today. Please lend your comments, share your ideas. You understand? Like I said, I don't know everything, so please, if there's something that I need to do, you want to show me, teach me, because I'm open to learning. I'm always learning. You learn until you die. I believe that principle. So please do share. Like the videos, you guys. Like my videos. I didn't even know. I'm not really a technology person, but I didn't even know the significance of like and stuff like that. So I'm like just doing my videos. Who want like it. That's always my attitude with things, If you want to do it, do it. Okay? So like my videos and share it. All right? If there's anything that you like to share with me, you can message me if you don't want to put it up here, and then maybe I could talk about it, or we can talk about it later. But this is for engagement. More me trying to pull you, trying to get you to engage more, so that we kind of break away from this docility, this docile, timid, laid back, attitude that we have. So again, I thank you for watching. God bless you. God bless your home. I cover you with the blood of the Lamb. Forgiveness. Forgive other people, and you forgive yourself. All right, but you can't be nothing without forgiveness. People do you wrong, forgive them. Not forgive them and hold it in your heart against them and make it on canker sore, but bitterness, right? Because that not work good for you either. So have a beautiful day today. All right. I hope that everything that you plan out to do today, you're successful in. Do something good for somebody today. Give somebody your time today. All right. I thank you again for listening in, and I'll see you another time. Praise God. To Him be the glory.